Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to explain about init method and the self keyword in Python. But before moving to that, I would request all of you to subscribe my channel and also like my Facebook page because I'm going to complete the Python beginners playlist in next 10 or 12 days. Then I'll be moving to the Python intermediate level. So if you really want to learn Python, please do that. Okay, so what is an init keyword? Let's see where we use init. So init methods are used inside the classes. Let's try to define a class name as student. Okay, so what are the properties of a student? A student will have name. Let's assume the student only have the property, and we have a method where we define, let's into where we request get the name of the user. We have used the self keyword. Okay, what it will return self dot name. So why self is important here? So if you do not use the self, so these variables will be stored in the stack, and they will be gone as soon as they are out of as soon as the scope is out of the block. So this is why you need self determines that okay, this variable is mapped to an instance. Whenever we create an instance of this class student, uh, all the name variable will be assigned to that instance. So the instance will have a copy of the name variable where the instance can save its corresponding name. If we do not have that, whenever the get name is called, if we do not use the self keyword, whenever the get name is called, the name the memory block for the name will be initialized, and as soon as the method is completed, that memory block will be erased. This is why the self is used. So it is just so it's not a uh, uh, what do you say? So you can use another variable name in place of self as well, but self is the recommended keyword to use. Okay, so right now we are not initializing any name. What we'll do to initialize the name, we will define an init method. It is similar to the constructors that we use in Java, okay, or in any other object oriented programming. Let's call pass the name. We will assign again. We have to use the name keyword. So here, this self keyword will differentiate this name from this name. The self keyword will tell okay that this name belongs to this class or that instance, and this is the scope variable. Okay, let's have a student. Let's try to initialize the student class. And as you have seen, the uh, constructor contains two arguments. Self is implicit, so we do not have to pass self. The name in name, let's call my name. Okay, and try to see if uh, the class variable is initialized, the instance variable is initialized properly with my name or not. Let's run this code. Okay, here you can see the name Harshal is printed. That means the student class has been initialized properly using the init keyword. Let's do one thing. Let's try to uncomment that and try to run that. Here you can see the object takes no parameters. Why it is so? Because when we have commented the explicit init, the default init will be created, and this should work. Here you can see self.name is null, but this line worked. Okay, why? Because the Python interpreter implicitly defined a default constructor for this class. Okay, let's run it again to confirm that. Yep, everything is working. So like but there is one fundamental difference between the other programming languages like Java and in Python. In those programming languages, you can define multiple constructors, but in Python, you cannot define multiple constructors. Let's try to demonstrate by adding one more default init method over this. We will use the pass here because we are not doing anything. Okay, Let's name it stu1 and try to initialize another constructor with stu2. Let's define one more method, setName, such that we are setting up the name wherever we are using the default constructor. Okay, and use this line directly from here. So as you can see that for stu2 we have initialized using default constructor. Okay, so we have to set the name for stu2. Let's name something prince. Okay, and try to print that. So as you can see, student is not oh sorry. Here you go. Init missing one required positional argument. Yes, this proves our hypothesis that we cannot have more than one constructor in Python classes. Okay, uh, the next init method has overridden the previous init, so this is will be the correct syntax. And what is a self? So self contains the copy of all the instance variables. Okay, so if you don't know what all instance variables are attached to that particular object, you can simply use the implicit dict method. Here you can see it printed what all instance variable are assigned to this method. This method is particularly useful in debugging the applications when you don't know what all variables this object is holding and where all you can use those variables. Okay guys, thank you for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe my channel. Also don't forget to like my Facebook page. Thank you guys.